Hey there. So, today I want to talk to you about the headlights. If you understand the headlight delusion, you understand how it works, you will understand how all the conditioning works. Negative emotions and negative sensations, or anything that produces a significant discomfort or sensation, is crucial to set up the triggers. First, they make you uncomfortable with the headlights by overusing them on you. It will be obvious to you, and I want to point out that you should pay attention to your throat because the throat does something that is the visceral manifestation of a negative emotion. So the negative emotion and the knot on your throat happen simultaneously. What happens is that one gets more involved in the emotion instead of our bodies. So one completely dismisses and misses to observe the the actual visceral manifestation of negative emotions. Now, gang stalker purposely start to tell you that they're gang stalkers by their headlights. So they will point their headlights towards you for extended periods of time or to your face for no reason. They will do it in such a way that it bothers you. It's pretty much bullying, and they will keep doing that. And this is actually the headlight part is probably that I remember the one that was the longest. So they will point the headlights to you, to your face, for a very long time, just to bug you. That is the conditioning. And after time, they will you will form an inextricable connection with the headlights, gang stalkers, and negative emotion. When you make that connection, the conditioning is complete. Um, in the beginning, you will feel that people are being jerks to you, because they will be pointing the headlights towards you in a way that makes you uncomfortable. And even though you want to ignore it, I ignored it, but they still managed to make the connection. So during the headlight phase, they're also doing other types of bullying, such as the revving the engine, slamming the doors, all of that. So I think that it's actually you're supposed to make the connection with all of them, and just the one that you notice the most is the one that sticks the most. So your conditioning is complete once you equal a negative emotion to the headlights. And the thing about negative emotion is that one never misses to notice a negative emotion. You always notice it. And you will start noticing how people leave their headlights on when they get out of their cars to get something really quick from a store. You like at Starbucks, if you're sitting at Starbucks, you're gonna notice how people just leave their lights on. You will start noticing cars on the side of the freeway with their hazard signs, and you're gonna feel that these are meant for you. You're gonna start noticing when cars only have one headlight working, and it will bother you. You will make the connection with gang stalking. You will notice how people accidentally turn on their flash on their phone and leave it on, and you're gonna make the connection. You're gonna believe that that's part of the gang stalking. You will notice a lot of daytime running lights on the freeway, and you will think to yourself, I never saw those before. They're just turning on right now to bother me. You will think that that's part of the gang stalking. Also, children like to play with flashlights. At the auto parts store, children grab the flashlights all the time. But when you're conditioned to this, you are going to perceive that children are involved in gang stalking, and the flashlights that they're playing with are meant for you. If during the morning, if you happen to drive really early in the morning, you're gonna notice the bicycles with the red flashing lights, and it's gonna feel uncanny. It's gonna make you uncomfortable. You're gonna feel that it was meant for you. you're gonna think, you're gonna have thought somewhere along the lines of they're gang stalkers, or they're doing this to me. This is meant for me. It's like they wind you up, and they also keep the illusion with maintenance. So maintenance is where you get bullied, a little bullied here and there, where someone will again point their headlights at you to make you uncomfortable. It is where they park their car, where you see it, and leave their headlights on, and then when you look at them, they're gonna do the sign, that sign. But you know what I mean. So the sign is all about timing. So as soon as you glance at them, they're just gonna wave their hand up, and that's it. That's the sign. That's how they tell you. That's how they tell you that they're there for you, but it won't leave any evidence, and you cannot record that. It's all about the timing. Now, so you see, so right now you won't notice it, but they have trained you to have a particular thought or a particular series of thoughts that points towards gang stalking every time you see a light. It's hard to notice now, but as they keep training you, they're gonna use the exact same process to to um to condition you of more things, being part of gang stalking, and that will dig you deeper in the rabbit hole. The truth of the matter is that those lights have always been there. People accidentally leave their flashes on. Um, People that are on the road, and you might even see that when you're on the freeway and you see someone with their headlights on and they're outside their car, they can't even do the sign. But you have been trained to perceive the sign as part of gang stalking, so you won't ever know unless it's blatantly obvious that someone is just waving their hand, or if it's actually a sign that is meant for you. You're also conditioned to perceive the sign, by the way. So right now, to the uninitiated, this will make no sense, and that's okay. So these videos are meant for people who are getting gang stalked to understand, but no one else is going to understand unless you really want to. When I If someone is watching the videos from the beginning, they will have an understanding, because I am making this channel to be as thorough as possible, and they will understand what is being initiated, and they will have a conceptualization of what the sign is and what it does. But only the people who are getting gangster are going to understand what it is. Anyway, so it's like narcissism. Someone who hasn't been victim of a narcissist will not understand what the narcissist actually does. Only people who have been victims of narcissists, only those understand what actually narcissism is. It's something that you have to live in order to understand. So these videos are going to make a lot more sense to someone who has been gang stalked than to someone who doesn't. Someone who hasn't been gang stalked is going to think that I am schizophrenic, that I'm crazy, just like how someone who has not been a victim of a narcissist and someone who has been a victim of a narcissist, they will be told, oh, you're crazy, just making things up. It's your imagination. Same deal. Same deal. That's just how it is. And I am willing to have all these comments, saying that I'm schizophrenic and all of this, because I know I was expecting those comments to happen. I was expecting people to defend the direct energy weapons, to defend schizophrenia, to defend all these other things, and I'm okay with that. That's part of it. That is going to illustrate my point of the truth, that anyone who doesn't know, or has no idea of what it feels to be targeted by gang stalkers, will perceive this as, and that's okay. It's all part of it. So keep commenting, keep saying that I'm schizophrenic. It is keep calling me crazy, whatever it is. All of that is helping me illustrate my point better. and people are going to understand what it is. People who are meant to understand it are going to understand it, and people who are meant to say that I'm crazy will they're gonna say that. And that's the whole idea, is that you see the bigger picture of what a person who has been gang stalked will happen. Pretty much, it's everyone who speaks out about it will be accused of many things, and that's cool. That's the whole idea, so that you know what it's gonna happen if you say something, if you're getting gang stalked, and that way there's no surprises. So that's why I'm doing it in this medium. All right. Anyways, as I was saying, give me 1 second. Um, yeah. So the truth is that those lights have always been there, and nothing has changed. The difference is that you are now be paying attention to things that you didn't pay attention before. So, and you will be so sure of it, because your confirmation bias will keep being at full throttle. Have you heard of the awareness test? I will place a link to the awareness test on the bottom. Do it, and you will be shocked at how easy it is to not see things that you're not paying attention to. But now you're actively looking to confirm the narrative that has been imposed on you, that you're getting gang stalked, and then the headlights are meant for you. All of a sudden, you will start noticing so many lights than before. You will think that they're gang stalkers, but the truth is that nothing has changed, but your perception of it has. Your awareness has increased. That's the benefit of gang stalking, is that you learn how to increase your awareness. Unwillingly, but you will be aware that the world around you is much bigger, and there are so many things that you do not notice. And to the effect that it had is that my peripheral vision was extended so much because of it. Gang stalking taught me to use my mind in new ways. Excuse me. And from the beginning, gang stalkers told me, what they say, perception is reality. Also, it hurts my soul, man, that people's reality has been twisted in such a way that it makes your life painful. When I was going through the gang stalking, it was very painful, and this channel is how I'm transmuting that bad experience into something very positive. And all of a sudden, your life changes. It's a mess. Um, and the thing is that if you say something, if you see someone, if you know a friend who all of a sudden becomes a mess and becomes paranoid, ask them if they're getting followed. They won't say anything because of fear of you perceiving them like crazy. But if you have a friend that becomes a mess all of a sudden, and that starts behaving very bizarre, who starts antagonizing everything, it's because that stuff doesn't happen on its own. There is something behind that. And they won't say anything because of fear of being perceived as being crazy. And if they're right, even if they're drug addicts, don't dismiss them. So this is gonna happen also to people. I've heard of people getting gang stalked when they're drinking too, if they're drunk. So send them to my channel, and maybe if they're actually happy, if they're actually getting gang stalked, they can get information that they need to beat this monster. Gang stalking is a lobotomy. It will kill all your potential. And I'm very thankful to be the messenger, and I hope this information helps people. And it helps them spend more time, more of their life living, instead of being victims of these narcissistic social psychopaths. Have a good day. Bye.